under 19 division between Felix Vogel from Germany and Payne McBride from the US. Joined today by former Moscone Cup team member Chris Reinhold. How you doing today, Chris?
Hey, what's up, Eric? We have a good match on our hands today. I know Payne is wanting to get revenge.
Yeah, these two players met in the double elimination side of the tournament. Vogel came out with a 7-3 win there. McBride had to win 3 matches to get back to this point in the tournament, so he's on a good match-winning streak. Look for a competitive match here. Vogel's coming in at a 746 Fargo, and McBride's coming in at a 677. So give him a little edge in the Fargo department. But McBride's proven that he can beat good players. He's coming off a strong win against Jeremy Seaman at the US Open. Seaman around the 760 Fargo range, so proving that he's capable of beating players above his number. So race to 7. Beginning of the match will be telling.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely very capable of beating someone 1 or 2 matches in this event. I mean, you know, it's a race to 7. It's not like it's a race to 100. I think he'll be a little more comfortable playing him after he already played him. So it's going to be an awesome match, and I look forward to it. Here we go, guys.
Vogel starting out from the side rail. This is the same place we saw him breaking from in earlier rounds. Feels like it's been successful over the course of the tournament, sticking there. Hits him well, 2 ball in the top left. Big cluster of 5 balls over on the right side rail.
Yeah, how do you play for the 3 ball here, Eric?
Yeah, gonna be a lot of moving within the first few shots here. Situations like this, I don't mind. I mean, maybe not in this particular spot where the 1 is, but I don't mind being offensive towards the 3 and then kind of getting the first shot at a safe on the ball that's tied up. Depending on how the 1 ends up over the course of the rack. Go ahead, yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I like banking the 1 ball 3, almost 4 rails. It has the perfect line. Just go below the side pocket, and you're going behind that 6-3. 1, 2, 3 rails behind the 6-3, and just leave the cue ball near the 8. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but yeah, big stack over there. You know, anytime you can play into a area that has more than 1 ball coverage is good play. There it goes. Speed looks pretty good. No, a little too hard.
Yeah, I like that shot though, because Payne can't go aggressive here. What's the point of that, right?
Sure. He is calling it in, but there's like 0 position on offer if he does make it. Probably just an in case call, actually playing the 1 into the short rail and trying to get the 1 behind that stack of 5.
Very creative there.
Not bad. Yeah. Separated 1 ball from the area. 3 still heavily tied up. Got him good though. Good solid hit on the 1. See if he gets rewarded here. If McBride has enough of the 1 to hit it squarely, he'll try to stick the cue ball behind the 4. Looks like the 1's playing around the 6, 2 rails.
I remember I had a shot similar to this, and I ran into the 6, or it was a different ball, but I ran into that ball and I felt like a dummy. So don't be me, Payne. Make sure you get around that 6 ball. Just like that.
Looks like the cue ball's close enough to the 3 that he's blocked the jump. Couple chances here where Vogel could have gone 3 rails into it, but he's choosing the 1 rail path.
I might even
Chance of a
favor going
camera.
2 rails here.
Yeah, 2 rails or even, yeah, 8's in the way of the 3 rail track, but I was thinking 2 rails instead of 1.
How'd this turn out? 3 ball dead. Interesting choice.
Yeah, calling the 6, so tells you he's leaning towards safe here more than actually pocketing anything in the left corner. Yeah, wanted to actually hit the 6 with the 1. Vogel can take the cue ball 3 rails near the 5. Go ahead.
Would you play the bank and just try to play safe on the 3, or would you just play safe on the 1?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I kind of like taking the first initiative on what's going to happen on the 3. So giving yourself a chance at the bank here, it's a 2-way regardless. And if you do make it, then you'll have the first safe on the 3. It's covered it. Far enough away from the 4 for a jump. Kind of a free shot at the jump. Oh, would you not try the jump combo here? Like, it's kind of a free shot. I mean, just as hard to make the 7. I guess early 10s don't count. That's the reason.
Close.
Yeah, so as expected, a lot of safe play in the first 5 innings from both players. No one really having a full opening to get towards the 3. Cue ball's running into the 8 here naturally. Don't see much if he starts to stun the cue ball between the 8-7. Tough spot here, actually. Might just totally lay off and play safe.
And he gets down and shoots pretty fast. Either. So it looks like he has a little doubt in his mind, kind of in between.
Yeah, I think just laying off. If you start playing the cue ball between the 8-7, you're not going to get on the 3 often enough. So banking the 1-2 rails towards the 6. Or yeah, you're trying to use that 4-ball stack on the right long rails. Similar to a shot that was played earlier in the rack. Smart shot.
What's your plan of attack here, Eric?
Maybe hitting the 1. I feel like if you start trying to go square into the 1, you're going to crash into any one of those 4 balls that's in front of it. But maybe trying to target the 1 on the right side of it as we're looking at the shot. Bring the cue ball kind of near the 10. Just like that. But caught it oddly where he actually opened up the rest of that stack. So interesting little exchange here for a few shots, but Vogel's going to get the best of it.
Yeah, Vogel with the first opportunity at trying to run this rack out. See if he can hold down the 4 at this rack.
Gonna end up right on top of it, I think. Yeah, nothing offensive here. Gonna have to come up with some kind of safe. It's a good shot here, just lining the balls up along the rail. Left the right edge. If McBride can swing the cue ball far enough to the right here, that'd be a good play, but it's hard to tell if he has enough of it.
Is there a potential for you to make this ball cross-side, bank it, or do you try something else?
I think it's too thin. Don't. I mean, cue ball's real loose here. Yeah, it's just an in case call. He was trying to play the cue ball behind the 10.
The speed was
What do you like
crucial
here,
there, that's for
Chris?
sure. I mean, it's
Tough to
kind of a
slow
weird
roll this.
thing. Yeah, you don't want to slow roll. You tend to overcut that a lot and not get through the stroke. So you want to come back over. I do like just playing the 4-7 combination potentially, but even that's tough.
Yeah, I think he has to. Just too much distance to be slow rolling this ball. Try.
Yeah, that's the
So
general thing that happens when people try to ease up on the stroke with the thin cuts like that. Is they generally overcut. It's very odd. But I've noticed it a lot.
Tide turning back to McBride here in rack 1. Pretty open chance. Just wants to get a good angle on the 4. He's playing corner there. He's overhit it. See how it ends up in the side. Not bad. There's room to stun the cue ball between the 8-10 twice. Just got to be careful you don't get too much left spin on it. Cue ball would play behind the 9 in that case. Going corner still.
Yeah, and
Wow.
remember that when you're a lower level player, not a lower level, but when you're a few notches below a player in Fargo or whatever, you kind of have to assert your dominance in the first few racks, so that way they know that you're not just going to push over, and they know that they're in a battle as well. So these first few
100%.
games are important for McBride.
Yeah. And, being the higher rated player, if you do get out to the lead, they're just gaining natural confidence. Not only are they a little bit ahead in skill, but their confidence level is higher than yours, and it rarely goes well in that case. So it's a good point there.
Yeah, good shot there. And he's jacked up over the 8. That's a very hidden thing that makes a big difference.
Like cutting the 4 to the right here and trying to involve the 5-9. Looks like he's playing that, calling the 7 around 2 rails with the cue ball, or maybe banking it. No, too aggressive.
I think he was. Yeah, I think he just was trying. He just hit it too thick on the ball. But being jacked up like that, using a lot of spin, it's going to turn a little more than you think. So, just it was a tough shot.
Good natural angle for Vogel here. Good medium speed pocketing. Half tester, especially after missing the 3 in the previous chance. Expect them to get it though. Cue ball's traveling on the right track naturally. Shot, and he's in good position now. Vogel was runner-up in a Euro Tour men's event. No small feat. 256 players field. 256 player fields. McBride regularly plays in men's open events as well, and has had some decent finishes in those.
Yeah, they're both battle tested. We'll just see which one takes advantage of the opportunities. Looks like Vogel has a good starting point here, but you never know.
shot there, getting nice and close to the 7. Able to feel exactly where he wants to be with the cue ball in the 8. Just stop position is okay here, making sure you get enough angle to move back towards the 9. I think I would have drew that a little bit, make sure he can keep the speed down, but he'll be okay here. Run through 2 rails. And now that the balls are a little more open, you'll see Vogel's regular pace of play, which is pretty fast. Taking the shot clock out of the equation, plays a lot on intuition.
He gets through the ball so well, especially for his age. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, good timing in his stroke. So first rack goes to Vogel. He'll be alternate break format. Be McBride to break in rack number 2. Single elimination from here, getting down to the nitty-gritty. It's a quarterfinal match. Under 17 division is down to the quarterfinal stage, or pardon me, the semifinal stage. Going to have Walter Likry from Sweden against Jakub Krobo from Poland. Lin Chen Yen from Chinese Taipei against Mimri Revo from Estonia. Boys under 19 quarterfinals all happening right now.
And a break. Drawing 1 rack to 0.
Yeah, same break we saw him using in earlier rounds as well. Going for the 1 on the side here. Almost pushed another ball directly into the side. Yeah. He's left the pocketing edge for Vogel. No, he hasn't, so gonna push. In their first meeting, we saw Vogel kind of push McBride into kind of like a challenge situation where he pushed him into a tough pocketing shot, and McBride gave it back. Kind of tough to do that in this spot. Looking more to leave him an edge rather than a full ball. He's considering the full ball over there.
What about pushing the 6 in and leaving it behind the 3 for a jump, potentially?
Yeah, not bad. Aggressive play. He's considering that here. A lot of blockers if he starts pushing to around there. But he's down near the end of his shot clock, so he has to come up with something. Looks like he's going to try to leave him just the right edge. Have to get a second camera angle on this one. He barely has the right edge.
I mean, you have to go for it. In my opinion, you have to go for the jump here.
Yeah, cue ball could get stuck up behind the 9, but I agree. He has to kind of assert himself in this match, and this is a chance for him to get going here.
He's in full cue.
Contact, looking in the 4, so Vogel will have the option to put McBride back in. I have a feeling he will. If he has the left edge, you could consider playing safe behind the 5. Margin call here. He's going to let McBride go. Still taking a look. Decides to pass it up. Decent amount of coverage down near the short rail here, particularly the 510. Could have actually accepted the option there. I think this is pretty aggressive, don't you? A 5. Trying to play the cue ball behind the 9, maybe? I mean, you got to play two ways. Good attempt, but it comes out too far on the right side of the table. Three ball's not easy, but it is available to the top right. Vogel will be looking for an angle where he can get back across table, following one rail. Looks pretty good.
Is that a shot sometimes where you'd rather hit the 7 off the rail a little more and kind of go into it a little more full?
He could have opened the short pocket for the 2 that way, but I think he just had his mind made up that he wanted to play the 3 in the long pocket. Gonna have to back off here, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably go off the left side of the 3 and just go behind the 8 because the 7's blocking the pocket. So if he does make a good hit, it's a little tougher. Let's see what he does here. Oh, look at that.
I didn't mind your shot, but this is a good shot as well. Playing into the angle of the ball you're playing safe behind. Makes the line of the cue ball a little longer.
His shot required a little more on the execution side, which is just kind of preference, but he hit it well. So let's see what Payne could do here.
Yeah, wanted to jump at that ball, but realized once he got over the angle that he'd be stretching over the table too much. So went with the kick and got a roll here. Vogel will be hoping to be able to get into the short rail enough that he can kick into the 3 square. I think he can't, so he's considering 2 rails.
3 ball side pocket.
I mean, you also have the 2 rail kind of thinner on the top side of the 3, playing the 3 in the top left. Kind of surprised he called it on the side. Good attempt.
Yeah. It's tough for me to want to go at that 2 rail with speed because of this. You know, I scratch a lot on that shot if you get a little too deep on the kick.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about going on top of it.
Yeah, I like your way.
McBride with the first real opening here. Good shot. Decent line now. And like we were saying earlier, these are the kind of chances McBride has to take advantage of. It's more than capable. Good shot. Speed controlled well. Like the 8 in the corner or the 8 in the side here?
Depends on the 7, but I wouldn't mind either one. I always tend to go to the side. I don't know why, because everyone else does not. But I always like to go to the side pocket there. And I really don't. I can't explain why. I don't know. I feel like the corner is the correct shot.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The side is like the closer pocket, so you kind of take, it's easier to target balls into the closer pocket. I favor the sides as well, but I think this one's just a little too far down table where you could consider corner here. Oh, look out.
Oh,
Use the whole pocket there. Oh, got away with a little bit sloppy pocketing there, but McBride's going to get through the rack here unless he makes a big mistake with the cue ball.
looks pretty good this rack.
Yeah, strong opener. Kept the cue ball in line nicely. It's going to be Vogel to break in rack number 3. Men's semifinals will be coming up today. Josh Filler against Woo Kun Lin. Ryan Su against Marco Teutcher. Hometown favorite, residing in New Zealand now. Originally from the Netherlands. One
Yeah,
match
he's
at
playing
6
really
p.m.
well.
local time. Yeah, he has had some good wins. He beat Albin Ocean in a previous round. Alex Kazakis. Have you seen him play much? I actually haven't seen him play much. I know his name, and just haven't had a chance to watch him on stream or be in the room when he's playing.
Yeah, he's like a kind of like if you could build a player from Europe, right? It's like checking angles, taking your time, proper mechanics. He plays very, very, very well, and he's been doing a lot of top finishes. Top 16, top 32, top 16, final 8. And numerous tournaments from the past few years. So it all makes sense. It's kind of clicking for him now, and we'll see if he can take it home.
Yeah, he won the U.S. Open 10 ball once. I remember that. He's just kind of stuck on this far side of the world, and it's hard for him to get to North America or even some places in Europe.
Take a look here. Can you draw over
Yeah, he'll
between
want
the
to.
6-2?
He'll want to. Looks a little bit on the thin side. Definitely going to have to play the thick part of the pocket if he wants to get over there. Good shot.
Good shot there.
Natural up one rail. Rest of the rack looking pretty available. Did well there not to have the cue ball running into the 7 off the 3. Probably would have been okay going to the right long rail either way, but wanted to get straight like this.
I would like to get his cue ball where it is now.
Good enough. Gonna have to elevate a bit. Easy enough pocketing that should be able to pass that test. Again here, trying to draw enough where you don't have to run into the 7.
Bang. Extension.
Just taking a little extra time, recognizing the need to be on the proper side of the 5 here.
And it's a big game to go up 2-1 instead of be down 2-1. So got to take all the time that you need.
Good shot.
Played it safe there. And unless he's straight in, I think he could force off this rail and come closer to the middle of the table, but I think he also might be able to stun draw it a little bit.
Yeah, cue ball's moving slightly to the right. I'm wondering if he's going to play the 7 in the long pocket just because of how close the 6 is to the rail. It might be tough to get enough draw angle back for the 7 in the short pocket. I think he will. Coming around 3 rails here.
Yeah, I really enjoy playing those balls past the side pocket. A lot of people don't like that shot selection, but I'm comfortable with it, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, thing to recognize here is the 6 is just so close to the rail, so it's deceivingly tough to get enough draw out of it. Good, but he's overhit it. How's the
Might have to
bank
bank
looking?
this ball.
Yeah, I think he's got to go here. Small cut to the left, small cut to the right, but he wants the cue ball tracking to the left anyways.
7 both side pocket.
Yeah, I went short.
Yeah, hair fast on the speed maybe. Want to smooth that ball a little more, keep the speed down just a bit. Shortened up on him. Vogel will be ideally looking to draw the cue ball enough that he can get into the short rail and avoid the 8. Tough to tell if he has too much angle to do that. Regardless, he'll be going offense in the side here.
Such a close bridge.
Yeah, you kind of want to like pinch draw this, so choking up on the cue here and getting your bridge a little closer, I think, is actually conducive for that type of shot. Good shot.
Good stroke there. Wow.
So positional error from McBride. Small half mistake. Wasn't able to get the bank down, and Vogel takes rack number 3. It'll be McBride to break in rack number 4. Who are you liking in the men's 8-ball, Chris? We got Filler versus Wu, and Ryan Su against Teutcher.
Yeah, I think the final will be Filler and Marco, but I think this is a breakthrough tournament for Marco. I really do. Beating Filler or the player he's playing next is going to be tough, but no, he's been knocking him down all week.
Yeah, we saw yesterday, if you were following the progression of the men's quarterfinal matches, there was a lot of matches that were like 5-0, and then it becomes 5-5 or 7-2, and then it becomes 7-7. So you're just seeing a lot of offensive play from the players left in the tournament now. They've kind of figured out the break, got their ball pocketing percentage on the break probably up over 75%, if not more. And they're kind of in stroke with all the 8-ball patterns, so look for some offensive play tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that how big the break is. If you can't really get started and get going and have confidence if your break's not working as well as it should be.
Yeah, especially an 8-ball, because you're almost guaranteed a shot on the first ball. So once your break's successful, got a good chance to run the whole rack. Hit pretty well. Nothing down, though. First chance for Vogel to create some separation in this match.
If I'm paying, I might actually think about switching sides or switching to a different spot just to change things up.
Vogel was just checking earlier if the 4 passed the 8. If it does, there'll be a lot less cue ball movement. A little too much angle here going into the side. Looks like he's going to have to play the corner. Still very available, though.
Thanks. Next step.
Definitely an in-between shot here. I think he could kind of stun follow in between the side pocket and the 5. Come off for the 3. Just like that.
Touch shot here coming across the angle, trying to play the 4 in the same pocket as the 3. Could choose the power draw over one rail as well.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I like that.
Good shot. You're crossing the angle a little less going that way. Hit it perfectly. Maybe just a touch straight, but did well. Good recovery shot.
Yeah, he might draw back here to this back rail and then come back up. I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, anytime you power up like that, you got to hit the target on the pocket right in the middle and catch any rails on the way in. That's what's going to happen. He knew it, just slightly missed the target there. So, chance for McBride to pull even here.
Yeah, he's a little straight on that. He tried to force it over.
Yeah, similar problem where he was forced to ramp up the speed and just missed the target.
4 ball, side pocket.
Don't know if he has to pinch this or if he has to pinch it a little bit. Be using either speed or right spin to hold the angle here.
Time.
Tough. So, a couple mistakes here in rack number 4, and McBride's going to come up with an easy chance now. Just looking to maintain angle from the 6. Two Americans left in the quarterfinals. Adrian Prasad is actually ahead 4-2 against Bryson Manipula from Canada. Aoi Kanazawa has won his quarterfinal match against Masako Sartorius from Poland. And Mika van Berkel ahead 6-2 against Chen Bo Cheng from Chinese Taipei. Van Berkel's won a Matchroom Junior tournament in the past.
Yeah, highly talented players over here for sure. It's great to see. I think a lot of the reason why they're getting better too is because they're not afraid to play at the top pros. They go out and compete.
Yeah, big factor in overall development, putting yourself in tough spots from an early age, taking your lumps, taking your beatings, learning from the best on how to get better and compete.
Looks like it's all tied up at 2 after this 10 ball.
There you go, as expected. Good finish from McBride. Be Vogel to break in rack number 5. Over on the women's side, Simming Chen has just advanced to the final, 3-0 over Chihiro Kawahara from Japan. Chen ran a 3 in the second set. Struggled a little bit last night against Kelly Fisher, but found her stroke near the end of the match. And looks to be on point now. She'll play the winner of Rublev mid and Christina to catch. Christina's really asserting herself as one of the top women's players in the world over the past year.
Yeah, she's been improving for sure. Her and Pia Filler, most notably. Kristina Zlatova as well.
Yeah, Rublev will have the most experience in that semifinal match. Should be a good one. That match will get underway in about an hour's time, 9:30 Eastern. Good break. 3's tied up with the 9. Seeing any angles where he can break out the 3 here?
Yeah, if you go slightly to the left of where the cue ball is now on the 2, you can come out 2 rails and go in between the 7 and the side pocket and break it up that way. Or he can just roll this in and hopefully get a slight angle to draw into it. But I think, yeah, he's going to go that way. Hopefully he gets enough angle, but if he doesn't, the safety's on offer.
Yeah, it looks too straight to really develop anything as far as a breakout. Can't really slow roll a cue ball behind the 9, I don't think. If you cut the 3 directly in the 9, you know where the 3 is going to end up. Just got to think about what you can use as blockers. Is he going to do something creative here to try to play the 3 off the 9 and stick the cue ball behind the 4?
I think that's what he called, just in case, but I think he's drawing that cue ball. Yeah. A little too much
shot.
energy into that one.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out. McBride's going to have the first chance here in this rack. A lot of angle. Going to have to manage the cue ball well here. Cue ball was always going to have a lot of energy there. Yeah, tried to use the 10 to slow it down a little bit. Did make contact, so he lost some energy in the cue ball. Got to stay on offense here. Biggest pot of the match now for McBride. Slightly elevated. Got it.
Oh, good shot.
Great speed there. Hitting the ball at the minimum amount of speed. while still being able to stop the cue ball, making the pocket as big as possible. Caught the pocket perfectly, but if he did catch any part of a rail there, he still had a chance to make it. No. Got a roll though, didn't leave anything for Vogel. Ideally, if you can roll the cue ball behind the 7 here, that'd be the easiest safe play. He does. Probably enough distance for a jump. Not much happening as far as jump safe though, because if he hits the left side, he's risking the scratch. So he's quickly trying to figure out his kick angle here. He's used his extension already.
Fine. 8-1. 8 ball, corner pocket.
Gotta move and think quick here. Kind of got away with it again. I think Vogel will try this. 2 short rails, back up for the 7 in the side. First kind of tester pocketing for Vogel here. Solid fundamentals. I don't really ever feel like he's going to break down fundamentally on shots like this. It's a question of how good he's feeling at the moment. Shot.
Looks to be feeling pretty good.
Could consider trying to push the 9 closer to the 10 just so you don't have to move the cue ball as much when you're playing from the 9 to the 10.
7 side pocket. 9.
I was thinking about that as well. Good shot. 10 was in a bad spot there, opened it up nicely.
He's jacked up over the 9 though. You think he's going to float this in, or he's going to try to force it?
Yeah, I don't mind trying to float it, keep the speed down. Long reach for him. Good shot. I was thinking draw, but he's probably just too much of a reach for him to get to the bottom of the cue ball there.
Oh.
Yeah. That's where he's so solid there. Nothing moving. Good timing, even though he's ramping the speed up a little bit. Takes the lead back in this match, 3-2. Tournament played on
Painted some
Predator
opportunities,
Apex
too.
tables. Yeah, no one's really run away with it and played perfect. Saw the opening rack there with the 5 balls kind of stuck together on the right long rail. It kind of dictated the pace. No one really got comfortable early. Payne's actually had the bulk of the chances. Just a couple small errors. I think he probably could have won 4 of the 5 games.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there.
All equipment in this tournament by Predator. Predator Apex tables, Arcos balls, Aero rack, arena lighting. No prize money on offer in the juniors, but Definitely a lot of prestige and pride involved in being a world junior champion. Big prize money in the men's and women's events. 75,000 first prize in the men's 8-ball, 50,000 first prize in the women's 9-ball, along with the world title. Nine ball coming to his rescue there. He's hitting it well, hitting it squarely, hitting it in a way where good things can happen. Finally got rewarded here. Six is going to be
the one ball passes the 2.
Yeah. It did, but he missed it by a fair bit. Came up lucky again on the leave, unless the 3 goes in the corner. I feel like it's playing into the short rail a little bit, but it might be one of those shots where you can kind of throw the track that the 3's going on. Tough to really manage and think of these situations under a shot clock. If he was under unlimited time, he might have maybe thought about how's the 1 going to play off the 3 and how can I throw the 3 in the pocket. But as far as managing the shot clock there, I think he made a good decision.
Yeah, I totally agree there. There's not really a lot he can do here. Let's hope he hits it. I mean, as far as making a ball.
See how Vogel goes about opening up the 6 here. Do you like getting on the right side of the table on the 4 and then hoping for a natural angle running into the 8? Like kind of getting the cue ball by the 5? A little higher up.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I don't mind that at all.
Like the kind of obvious play, if you just look at the table, would be, play the 4 on the side and then follow the cue ball into the 8. But what people don't realize about that shot a lot of the time is that the cue ball has to be on a very specific angle. I mean, he's going for it, so he's proven me wrong here. I mean, but even here, it's like he's close to where he needs to be, but I think the cue ball's playing past the 8. Might just be going into it. But if you can get on angles where you can kind of play a stun or a follow into the... I mean, it worked out there. Guess I'm wrong, right, Chris? No, just kidding. But
yeah, I would have used more pace for sure.
Yeah, but kind of getting on angles where you have like a stunning option or a following option, that'll typically work out better. But he played that perfectly.
Yeah, he just lets the stroke out. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, even when he powers up, he still finesses the ball very well and doesn't rush his fundamentals. You can see, like when he gets in good cue ball position to start, he gets really confident and kind of just plays at a good pace. You can kind of see the confidence in how he walks around the table.
Might have gone a little too far there.
Yeah, he did. Long pocketing here. Forced to take some kind of angle on the 10, but similar to the shot that McBride shot on the 4 in the previous rack. He's going to try to keep the speed down here while still holding a bit of draw on the cue ball. Nicely played.
You can tell he's getting into his comfortable gear. I think a few missed position errors from Payne kind of allowed this for him to get into this gear.
And he'll be breaking in rack number 7. Catching a bit of the long rail there, but struck cleanly enough that he was able to get it down. Big pressure all around in these short races. You know, playing for a world title. Race to 7, really got to be taking advantage of all chances, and if they don't go your way, you got to recover right away. Men's 8-ball is getting into a bit of a longer race stage, but the women's 9-ball has been very exciting. Races to 4 into a best of 5 format now. First player to win 3 sets. Race to 4. Vogel's been hitting the break with a lot of power. Hasn't had a break and run yet in the set. Looks like the players are just going on a quick break, and we'll take a break as well. We'll be back soon. We're back now. Rack number 7. Vogel to break. Looking to build on his 4-2 lead. First 2-game lead of the match so far. Hit it nice and square. There goes the 1. 2's down as well,
Three
but no
ball.
shot on the 3. No.
You don't think you
Maybe
might be
the
able to see
thinnest
it?
edge. Yeah, that's all he needs to pocket it.
It's close either way.
Could run the cue ball into the 5-8. Had enough of it to
Oh,
play
wow.
safe. Good shot. McBride will definitely be jumping at this. Issue here is the 7 is pretty far down from the cue ball.
And that 4 ball has a weird kind of blocker. You might have to jump kick, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
there's
have to
2 rails around.
maybe just have to maybe risk flying it off the table by jumping it that far. I don't know.
Yeah, looks like he's just going to tie up the 7 here.
Too hard.
Yeah. I don't think Vogel will bother disturbing it here. He's got enough angle looking at where he needs to be right now to pocket the 7. Just going to leave the 7 there.
So what's your preference here? You go to the side or the corner for the 4?
I don't mind corner just because you're playing into the angle. I hear you on the sides. I like the sides as well. There's a couple times where he chose corner or they've chosen corner over the side. The ball was just kind of past the side pocket. If it's more in line with the side pocket or closer to it, then I'd favor the side a little more. Probably going to be 2 rails back and forth, both long rails from the 7 to the 8. Just looking at what angle he wants on the 6 here, because he's going to have to get a pretty specific angle on the 7. Use the whole pocket there, but 5 down.
Yeah, you
Nicely
can tell,
played.
especially for his age, his rail navigation is top notch. It's bordering world class for sure.
Yeah, when he gets in line, he hits the ball medium speed a lot. Gets the right angles where he doesn't have to overhit the ball. A couple times when he's been left with just kind of misses from the opponent or spots where he has to power up, he's able to manage that as well. Look for him to be a real force to win this whole tournament.
Definitely one of the favorites.
Just getting down to the end of his shot clock there, making sure that the shot clock doesn't disturb him, taking an extension. Got it. Winner of this match will play Mika van Berkel in the next round. Adrian Prasad is up 6-3 against Bryson Manipula from Canada. Winner of that will play Aoi Kanazawa from Japan in the other semifinal match. Those matches will be coming up at 3 p.m. local time. $11 p.m. Eastern for North American viewers. So things getting
You
a
know, when
little
you
urgent
press
for
down,
McBride here.
when
Go
you
ahead,
press
Chris.
down on the balls like that, instead of just kind of, so it tends to want to make them break up more. So if you just push them up from the bottom, just kind of roll them, they generally want to sit a little better. So maybe I should be telling him and not the crowd.
Yeah, it's one of those things you think you have to push hard on the rack, but you're right. These balls actually are tapped in a little bit just to help the refs with the racking. And if you kind of just push them up a little more loosely, they can fall into those tap spaces a little better. Payne switching sides here.
What happened
A
there
lot
with
of action.
falling in?
I didn't see. What would your guess be here? The cue ball was over the head string? I couldn't guess. Might have caught a ball on his follow through, moving ball with his follow through.
Yeah, that would be my top two guesses. I have no clue.
Tough break there for McBride. So big break for Vogel here. Getting a ball in hand start. Rack looking pretty good. You can see Vogel kind of going into autopilot mode here. You know, when he gets going and confident, he's not afraid to really just let his stroke out and kind of let his intuition dictate the pace of play. I was mentioning this in the first time we saw him play. It's reminiscent of Dennis Orcolo, chokes up on the cue a lot, similar stroke length, but still times the ball very well, gets through it well, as you were mentioning. Payne with his head in his hands here. I mean, he's ready now, but you gotta be you gotta be ready to go. You know, in a short race like this. I get it. Something really odd happened there. I'm assuming he followed through and caught a moving ball with his follow through.
He wanted that elbow drop to come through a little more, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Got a little weird here. He might have to draw to the other side of the 8, short side,
Yeah. With power
or
as
run
well.
into it maybe.
Yeah. You'll have
It's
to,
it's very interesting to me how easy he generates that power. You know, for not being that tall, probably around my height or so,
yeah. See, it's
5'6" ish,
just
something like that. I mean, look at
just nice finesse there.
that timing is
Hitting that.
work of art.
Yeah, hitting that at like 70% power, but just getting so much out of the cue ball, like really not overstroking at it. Nice to see. Maybe we can get a replay after this rack and kind of see what happened on the foul there.
Very confident.
Nonetheless, rack navigated easily by Vogel, and he's up to a 6-2 lead now.
Looks like Germany's got another up-and-coming superstar.
Yeah, there was no protest or anything by McBride, so. Oh, I didn't see anything with the fall through. Had to be cue ball over the line. Huh, tough call.
Base of the ball? Or is it the whole
Yeah.
ball?
I guess that's the thing. It's all of it's in the player handout, but there's no way McBride would purposely try to put the cue ball a little more over. He must have just misplaced it slightly. Tough one. Vogel will be breaking in rack number 9. See what you mean about the ref kind of over pressing there. Just exploding the rack. Every chance of fluking a ball. Looks like he's just going for that power break. I mean, when you move the cue ball in a little bit from the side rail, you're kind of taking away, making the head ball in the opposite side pocket. So he's just trying to power through the rack, and he's hitting them well. Just kind of letting to a little bit of inconsistency. Must have seen some success, though, because we've seen him break like that the whole tournament. Well, McBride just has to hang in here and try to claw one game back at a time. Has to realize he's on a short race. You know, you start getting a couple games, put some pressure on your opponent.
Yeah, everyone's human. And if you put some pressure on them, I'm sure you'll get a few opportunities or chances. And I'm wondering if Vogel maybe has the attitude of, I'm going to hit him hard, and if I make a ball, I know I'm the favorite to get out. So he's just giving himself a chance to win,
Yeah, I kind of saw like Eklund Catchy using that kind of strategy in the World 10 ball one year, breaking from the middle, just kind of letting it go and letting it rip, and ended up winning the tournament. There's something to be said from breaking right from the side rail. Maybe the rack clusters up a little more and kind of fighting tooth and nail for every game. But just because you hit them a little more open like that doesn't mean that something can't tie up. And on the positive side, if you do make a ball, you're more likely to run out. It's just a bit more of an offensive strategy. Good save there from McBride.
Yeah,
See the body language though.
I don't dislike that shot he just shot with the safe, but there's a lot of ways it can go wrong. You leave it in front of the side or leak out. I like putting that 2 near the 9 and putting the cue ball behind the 7-10 personally, to create more distance.
Yeah, getting a 2-ball wall of blockers instead of 1 ball. Anytime you're playing behind 1 ball and not trying to freeze behind that 1 ball, it's tough.
Oh, wow.
Narrow
Almost made
miss
that.
there. Yeah. Just left an open pocket. Tricky for McBride over the 8 and forced to slow roll it. Just has to dig deep here. Again, just putting one rack on the board at a time. Nice shot.
Very clutch shot there by Payne. I would almost try to draw into the 8 here almost. Like I want to try to get closer to the 4 as much as I can so it's easier to navigate.
Yep.
Don't want to make the 4 too. Uh-oh. Maybe not that close.
Haha. About as close as you can get there. He'll be able to shoot away. Good shot.
Oh, the 8 ball just keeps ruining his life.
Yeah, unlucky over top of the 8 again. He'll be hoping the 6 passes the 7. Yeah.
Eric, I know it's easier for you to get this and Payne to get this, but for our vertically challenged people like myself, it's harder to stun this across. Do you draw here?
I would have just drew it. Yeah, and I think earlier in the match, Vogel had something in the middle of the table where he, he just wasn't. He's on the shorter side and he couldn't really get down to the bottom part of the cue ball. For me, I was looking at it like, okay, I'll just get to the bottom part, but he just couldn't reach it as much.
Yeah, pros and cons of everything, I guess.
Yeah. Good shot.
Good shot, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
took some
he
dirt.
missed a few shots that we were kind of like, I don't know how he came with a few shots that were kind of really impressive, and then it's the shots like that where it's an in-between shot that I think he either overcut or just didn't get through the ball enough. But he hit that one really well.
Pretty good angle here. Looks like he can draw to the left of the 9. Good shot. Drawing angle was going a little more right. Played it well.
In between.
Yeah, a little heavy on the speed there. You like inside here, or you like a soft draw to get past the side pocket?
I don't know. I
Depends on the.
might even bank this cross side.
Good shot. Went with
Hit
the
it well.
inside. So 1 game back for McBride. And again, each game that he pulls closer, more of the pressure will mount on Vogel. Vogel's going to take a break here. We'll take a quick break ourselves. We'll be right back with more action. And we're back. Payne McBride to break. Rack number 10. Down 6-3 in the score line. He's pulled one game back, down from a 6-2 disadvantage. Switch sides on the break during this match. Actually got called on an illegal break last match, having the cue ball too far over the line, so he's going to make sure not to make that mistake again. Nicely square hit.
Just not getting
No
anything
luck,
to fall.
though. Yeah. Leaving a
Not
path through to
lack
the
of
one as
effort.
well. Yeah, he hit it well. A lot of blockers on the table here, and Vogel recognizes something pretty quick. Trying to play behind the 10.
Oh,
Did well there.
wow. Good speed.
You can see he really knows the game, right? I mean, he's stepping up to a safe where there's any kind of option on the table, and he picks out one within 5 seconds and executes it within another 3 seconds. Just natural ability.
Yeah. Yeah. We're watching two really good up and coming players, but I think Vogel, he computes things very fast, like you're saying. It all seems to just make sense for him. Good shot.
Good kick from McBride. Got rewarded. Again, Vogel up to the safe real quick.
Behind the 3-7,
3-7.
Eric, or do you try to go to the bank and play the cue ball under the 8 or near the 8?
I like the 3-7. I think just backing off here, protecting your lead a little bit. Oh, he is calling the bank. The thing about this is if you get all the way behind the 8 and you make the 1, it's actually going to be negative. I don't mind backing off there. See if McBride can take advantage here.
Getting elevated over the 8 ball again in a different rack.
Gonna try to play the cue ball behind the 3-7. Tricky though, because he's over top of the 8. Gonna have to play some right spin on it to kind of move the cue ball far enough right. Well, kick.
Oh, wow.
Creative play there. I've seen top players do that from time to time. Whenever I can see the full ball, I'm going at the full ball. I don't know. That's just me. Watch the speed here. Just thick enough. Gonna have to baby this a little bit, but not to the point where he has to go all the way around the angles. It's in good line now. First real good look at the finish line for Vogel.
Yeah, those extra times where he slows down slightly and just kind of picks a route to go. I think he recognizes that he's, nearing the end of the rack and he has to get in certain spots. It's very, very mature of him as a player.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of knew that once he's good on the 4, leads him good for the rest of the rack, making sure he's on the right side of the ball here. Bit of left spin, just avoid the 8 coming up off the right long rail. Semi-final round of the 19 and under will be at 3 p.m. local time. Coming up in half an hour, you're going to have the under 17 semi-final round of the boys division. Men's semi-finals will be later on today. girls 19 and under will be in elimination action as well today. One last good shot here for Vogel. Pretty natural. Bit of right spin if he wants to get real good on the 9. Again, like you said, just kind of composing himself just a little bit on the tough shot here. Perfectly executed. So another strong performance from Vogel. McBride can be happy with his performance here overall. Losing an early round to Vogel. Coming back 3 rounds, getting back to this point. He's definitely always improving, and look for him to keep improving. But Vogel will have his eyes on the prize in this one. Next round for the 19 and under boys will be at 3 p.m. local time, and that's it for Vogel. Advancing to the semifinals. Strong match, as expected, for Chris Reinhold, Sarah Corlifson. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See you guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next one.
Be back in half an hour next round.